Hello everyone, my name is Owen. Today, I'm going to drink my daily Pepsi. For tonight's episode, I will be performing a lyrical analysis of some of Weird Al Yankovic's deepest lyrics. For some of you unaware of who Weird Al is, he is a popular musician who usually parodies other artists' work. Examples of this would be Dare to Be Stupid, Fat, Beat It, and many more. He also does several original works, which is mainly what we're going to be looking at today. There is one genre parody in here, and one direct parody in here. Everything else is, and then two completely original. Although a genre parody is original. So 3 originals, 1 song parody, but it's still an original song. Okay, so our first song lyric is from Slime Creatures from Outer Space. The lyric states, "They wasted everyone on my block. There goes the neighborhood." Alright, so how I like to start off any lyrical analysis is by taking the quote and saying it and looking at it in its most literal sense. So, they wasted everyone on my block. In a very literal sense, they, referring to the slime creatures from outer space, wasted. Now, wasted literally means to put something to waste, or not use something to its full potential. The slime creatures from outer space took everyone on Weird Al Yankovic's block, but because we are looking at this in such a literal sense, block doesn't mean a living, in a town, rather like a toy block or a Lego block. People must have been living on Weird Al Yankovic's Lego block. Anyway, the slime creatures from outer space took the people from Weird Al Yankovic's Lego block and wasted them and didn't use them to their full potential. There goes the neighborhood. There must have been a neighborhood on top of Weird Al Yankovic's Lego block, and the aliens took it from him and didn't use it to his full potential, thus wasting everyone. Now that is if you look at it from the most literal point of view. Let's delve a little deeper. They wasted everyone on my block. The block isn't referring to a literal block such as a Lego block, but rather a block as in a town or a city. Wasted doesn't refer to not using something to its full potential, but rather taking away their life or killing them. So the slime creatures from outer space killed everyone on my block or general area of living. There goes the neighborhood. Now, there goes the neighborhood doesn't mean that the neighborhood is literally leaving, rather that the neighborhood has gone to waste, ironically. It is destroyed. The community is broken because the members died. Now let's look even deeper. What if the slime creatures from outer space aren't actually slime creatures from outer space, but rather rival gang members? Now, as we all know, Weird Al reigns from the city of Albuquerque. And Albuquerque has a huge gang problem. And Weird Al, sadly, was a part of that in his early years. He was a known member of the Southbound Goofballs, and he was a fairly high-ranking member. So, this song does come from quite early into Weird Al's career. So I think he was drawing off of things he was experiencing at the time for this. So the slime creatures from outer space are gang members from a rival gang that sadly came into Weird Al Yankovic's local town block and wasted everyone. Not just the Southbound Goofballs, but the kids, the innocent people that just lived there, that had nowhere else to go. They got wasted. There goes the neighborhood. And so I think the song really just speaks on so many levels against gang violence and how it just needs to be put to a stop. Enough is enough. So many innocent lives are lost because of gang violence. Okay, so next lyric. Now this is a collection of lyrics that all go together. This is from the song Albuquerque. Every single morning, my mother would make me a big old bowl of sauerkraut for breakfast. Skip. And force-fed me nothing but sauerkraut until I was 26 and a half years old. That's when I swore that someday I would get out of that basement and travel to a magical faraway place where the sun is always shining and the air smells like warm root beer and the towels are oh so fluffy, where the shiners and the leopards play their ukuleles all day long and anyone will gladly shave your back for a nickel. Skip. Albuquerque. Now again, we're going to look at this from a very literal standpoint. Every single morning. So every single morning, Weird Al Yankovic's mother would make him a giant or a big old bowl of sauerkraut. So some kind of spherical object with a hollowed out interior that is commonly used to store food that must be old, at least I'd say 5 years. Sauerkraut it's a gross food, green, kind of looks like relish if you ask me, for breakfast. So Weird Al Yankovic every single morning would be served a large amount of sauerkraut for breakfast in a large bowl that is at least 5 years old. We then skip to a bit later in the song, and force-fed me nothing but sauerkraut until I was 26 and a half years old. That basically speaks for itself. The person who is not directly said in this quote, but it is the mother. So, Weird Al Yankovic's mother then would force-feed Weird Al Yankovic nothing but sauerkraut until he was 26 and a half years old. Pretty direct lyric there. That's when I swore that someday I would get out of that basement and travel to a faraway, magical place where the sun is always shining and the air smells like warm root beer. Weird Al obviously wants to escape the basement his mother is holding him and force-feeding him sauerkraut and go to a better place. This place that has the sun always shining, air that smells like warm root beer, towels that are oh so fluffy, shriners and lepers playing their ukuleles all day long, and anyone in that place would gladly shave your back for a nickel. Albuquerque. So, lyrics are pretty direct, but it actually has extremely deep meaning. Let's look into this. Every single morning, my mother would make me a big old bowl of sauerkraut for breakfast. What does sauerkraut represent? Now, like I said earlier, sauerkraut is a gross food. It's ugh. What else is and gross in life? Sin. Sin is gross and in life. The sauerkraut represents sin in sinful ways. So every single morning, Weird Al's mother would expose him to sin in sinful ways, possibly through crime. Maybe Weird Al Yankovic's mother was a known cat burglar. Then, the mother force-fed him nothing but sauerkraut until he was 26 and a half years old. That means until Weird Al Yankovic was 26 and a half years old, he was exposed to his mother's terrible, sinful ways. And throughout that time, he would wish that he could go to a magical, faraway place with all these amazing things. The sun always shines. The air smells like warm root beer. The towels are oh so fluffy. The shriners and the lepers play their ukulele all day long, and anyone will gladly shave your back for a nickel. Albuquerque. Now, Albuquerque is actually heaven in this scenario. Weird Al Yankovic, yearns for salvation from his mother's sinful ways. And that place is Albuquerque. Albuquerque is Weird Al Yankovic's salvation from sin. Albuquerque is heaven itself. Lepers are people fighting leprosy, and yet they just play ukuleles here. Shriners are people in a Masonic society in America, and they just play ukuleles with lepers. Everyone is at peace here in Albuquerque. There are no problems here in Albuquerque. Anyone will gladly shave your back for a nickel. A nickel. Nowadays, that costs at least $3. Albuquerque is the perfect place, and a perfect place is usually heaven. So, to wrap it all up for this song, Weird Al Yankovic's mom would expose him to sinful, terrible ways until he was 26 and a half years old, when he was finally able to escape and run away to a faraway magical place where the sun is always shining and the air smells like warm root beer and the towels are always so fluffy, where the Shriners and the lepers play their ukuleles all day long and anyone will gladly shave your back for a nickel. Albuquerque is that place. Now, again, the sauerkraut is sin, and Albuquerque is heaven. So, Weird Al was exposed to his most terrible sinful ways for 26 and a half years, then escaped to salvation and heaven. Possibly, he died and made amends and was sent there. Maybe he found church and went through there. Maybe he just became a good person and made it through there. Maybe, anyway, he found a way to be good. Despite his terrible upbringing, Weird Al Yankovic rose up through it all. And this ties back into Slime Creature from Outer Space because we talked about his gang background. So that's just proof of the 26 and a half years of sinful ways that he lived through. He was able to rise up through that and the terrible gang violence he experienced and make it to Albuquerque. And that is truly beautiful. All right. Our next lyric comes from the song This Is the Life. I eat filet mignon 7 times a day. My bathtub is filled with Perrier. They say that money corrupts you, but I can't really tell. So if money can't buy happiness, I guess I'll have to rent it. Let's look at that from a literal standpoint. I eat filet mignon 7 times a day. Weird Al Yankovic, the I in the sentence, eats filet mignon 7 times a day. Filet mignon is an expensive dish that is commonly only for rich people or very upper class. My bathtub is filled with Perrier. Perrier is an expensive drink. And yet Weird Al is using it to fill his bathtub and bathe in it. They say that money corrupts you. Many people have the term that money and greed will corrupt a person and ruin them and their morals. But I cannot or can't really tell. Weird Al Yankovic cannot tell that money corrupts you. Now, from our first 2 sentences, we can infer that Weird Al has a lot of money. So, by them saying that money corrupts you, they would say that money has corrupted Weird Al. But Weird Al then states he cannot really tell, which means that either the people who said that money corrupts you are wrong, or Weird Al is so far gone that he can no longer see the difference in his corrupted ways. So if money can't buy happiness, happiness is a metaphysical concept, so money cannot buy that. I guess I'll have to rent it. Weird Al is so far gone in his monetary, physical object-filled life in ways that he can no longer even think of a metaphysical concept that money cannot buy. If he can't buy it, then he must be able to rent it. And that is just our literal standpoint. And that's where we're going to end. There are no deeper lyrics. There's no deeper meaning to these lyrics. Weird Al Yankovic is a stone cold capitalist. He can't even think. He can't even imagine something that money could not buy. Happiness? Of course money can buy it. Oh, money can't buy it, you say? Then I can rent it. I will rent happiness from you. That is how far gone Weird Al Yankovic is in a capitalistic society. Now this, in the Weird Al Yankovic timeline, comes after his 26 and a half years where he made it to Albuquerque, but if you know and have read the Weird Al Yankovic Wikipedia page, you know he was exiled from Albuquerque a few short years after there. He then crash landed into Chicago, which is where he started his terrible capitalistic ways, which led to this song, This Is the Life. This Is the Life says that this is a good life, when it is not, and implied through the song that it is not. He has become a heavily corrupted person who can't even imagine happiness. He does not know what happiness is, because you cannot buy happiness. You can buy things that may give you happiness, but you cannot buy happiness in itself. You cannot rent happiness, Weird Al. You cannot. You need to look deep into yourself and find that happiness is within you and the people around you. You cannot buy it. You cannot rent it. You need to look deep, Weird Al. So that's that song. Okay. Whoa. Alright. Now for our final song, lyric of the night. From the song, I Can't Watch This. Here's the lyric. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. Skip. Yo, I told ya I can't watch this. Change the channel now, man. I can't watch this. Yo, pass the TV guide. Here, sucker. I can't watch this. Let's look at that from a literal standpoint. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. Weird Al cannot watch this. What is this? In the song, it is implied and outright said to be TV. He cannot watch TV. Yo, I told ya. Who is he telling? Ya. Who is ya? Ya is us and the people of America. Okay? I can't watch this. Again, he cannot watch it. Change the channel now, man. Weird Al wants someone, possibly us, to change the channel on the TV that he is watching that he cannot watch. I can't watch this. Again, he cannot watch this. Yo, pass the TV guide. Here, sucker. Weird Al wants to find a better channel and use the TV guide. Now he's getting more and more aggressive, calling us a sucker. I can't watch this. Again, he cannot watch this. What does this all mean? Let's look at this in a deeper standpoint. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. What can he not watch? TV. What is on the TV is the problem, though. He cannot watch what is ever being shown on the TV. I believe that Weird Al Yankovic couldn't watch the 1992 presidential election. Now, why may you think that? This all ties back into our other three past songs. 1992 presidential election was a big, well-known election. Now, many debates and arguing points of the election were economic related, and which we established in This Is the Life. Weird Al was a stone cold capitalist, which means that he obviously would care a lot about this. Now, Weird Al clearly did not like how the election was going. He could not watch it so much they had to reiterate 4 times. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. He's slowly delving into insanity. Now that we will get this. Yo, I told you. He's now telling us and the American people he cannot watch this. Change the channel now, man. He's getting more and more upset. He wants us to change the channel. He wants us to put on something that does not relate to the 1992 presidential election. I can't watch this. He's getting and keeps reiterating that he cannot watch the 1992 presidential election. Yo, pass the TV guide. Here's sucker. He's now calling us a sucker because we care about the 1992 presidential election. We believe in a candidate and their views. Weird Al does not. He calls us a sucker for believing that. He wants us to pass him the TV guide so we can find a better channel. But Weird Al, you can't escape this. This is a life-changing thing for you and us and everyone in the American people. I can't watch this. He cannot watch this. He keeps reiterating the fact that he cannot watch the 1992 presidential election. Weird Al Yankovic, throughout the course of the song, gets more and more mad about the 1992 presidential election. At first, it's because of the economic reasons. He is a stone-cold capitalist who was exiled from heaven itself. So, he cares about economic reasons. But, as the time goes on, he slowly delves more into insanity. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. He sounds like a raving lunatic. Just repetition, repetition, repetition. Repeat, 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 repeat. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. I can't watch this. And then he slowly gets more and more aggressive. Weird Al Yankovic became psychotic in this song, in the meaning behind the song. In this point in the Weird Al timeline, he started out life of crime, gang member, made it to heaven itself, fell from heaven, became a stone cold capitalist. Now, his capitalism has led him to become an insane lunatic. This is when he became truly Weird Al. Weird Al before was a gang name back in his Southbound Goofballs days. Now, it is truly a name to summarize who he is as a person, a weird, psychotic individual. He begins to threaten us. Yo, past the TV guide here, sucker. He's calling us a sucker. Not because now we believe in the political views of a candidate, but because we are against him. Anyone against Weird Al is now a sucker, okay? He's getting more aggressive. I can't watch this. He cannot watch this. Now, why can Weird Al not watch this? Over the course of the song, we see him delve deeper into madness, become Weird Al. Weird Al is an anarchist. He wants to see the government fall. He wants everyone to fight and fight and fight. Dog eat dog. That is the type of world Weird Al wants. From capitalism to anarchist. And honestly, it makes perfect sense from a standpoint. He made it to the top of capitalism. There's nowhere to go once you get to the top except higher. But Weird Al doesn't care about being higher and higher. He did it. He's the best. Now, he wants to prove that he's the best again and create a dog-eat-dog world. And that is why Weird Al Yankovic, throughout the course of the song, I Can't Watch This, expresses how he hates the American government and wants to overthrow it and create an anarchist system where everyone fights for the right to live. That is my 4 lyrics that I have brought today to my lyrical analysis. I hope that I have improved your understanding of Weird Al as a person and as an artist. I'm a fan of most of his music. Definitely not his political views. Overthrowing the government is something I'm against. I like the I don't want us to live in an anarchist society. That's what I'm trying to get at. He does have a redemption arc later down the line. I still do think he never got over the psychotic anarchist ways, and I think honestly the act he's putting on now is, like I said, it's all an act. I think he is still as psychotic as he was then, and is still now, and honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's playing something big. Thank you so much for coming to my lyrical analysis. Goodbye.